John here, again. It's Sunday the 16th of November 2014. This is a message to you, Nicola Sturgeon, the first Prime Minister of Scotland. From us here, I'm representing our taumata chiefs of Te Tii Marae in Waitangi, the legal partners in commercial trading with King William IV, with our flag of Admiralty jurisdiction, which is this one here, I'm holding here, okay, right here, there. Okay, so I'm just draping this across me because it's the flag that we're using for trade. As soon as we go to England, we want to see you, Jamie, Anna Marie Stewart, and I. We're both partners in our business. So we are hoping that you will win your own independence, a Declaration of Independence and sovereignty for Scotland. So I'm going to read out what I've just written today to you as a statement that we are prepared to come and see you and before your elections next year in 2015, so that we can use this flag, okay, use this flag of King William, right, use this flag, yeah. Use this flag as jurisdiction, as the Constitution of 1835 of the Acts of King William IV. So we've been with it for 180 years this year. Now we have used it and its power of free passage through the world. Between 250 countries now we can go to with this flag. Okay, so when you become your own sovereign state like Ireland, then you're on your own to come back into Westminster. So that's where we are very important with this King George flag cross, the brother of King William IV. Okay, so they're brothers, and the father of Queen Elizabeth is King George VI. So you got King George V, then King George IV, and then King William IV. Okay, so we are fitting his position, myself as the surrogate king, to speak for him legally in commercial terms of banking instruments and legal documentation, doctrines of title of discovery. Okay, so we got all of that. I'll read this out to you because I want to be very definite that we can set this up before we come over. We're hoping to get there before the end of this year, before Parliament closes there, and put the flag up in Plymouth and Devonport on King William's estate and seize it back through our warrants, this warrant book here that I've put together. Okay, I'll put that all together. It's online in a minute. I'll be putting it online. So there's 129 pages plus another 16 for the tenancy of migrants or settled people on pieces of land. Okay, so it's the right landlord. That's what it is. It's the landlord's court on wheels. Okay, it's a portable court system that we're actually using here to establish ourselves in our titles to King William. Everybody around the world that left Plymouth Nicola. They used King William's Acts of Parliament at that time, 1830 to 1837, to travel through the world on his Admiralty ticket. Okay, so there was no other king or queen that had that experience of his 50 years to put together the ideas of using Admiralty to ship um, um, prized possessions, back to England. Okay, so that's the only commercial value of a Bank of England Act that was put together 1834, 1833 by King William only, and King William III put the acts together in 1694 Bank of England Act. So I'm marrying all that up to the Bank of England, owned by Rothschilds, Evelyn Rothschild, and we've got lien warrants on him as well, levy debtor. Okay, he's a levy debtor. When we get there, we bill him and foreclose on the Bank of England and Rothschild's illegal marriage, illegal interference with the Prince Albert and Victoria, with his children, to Queen Victoria, down that line. So now that the Queen has gone from Westminster to the European Union Parliament, that nulls her legal monarch situation against us, the incumbent king, and everything's king, King's Bench, King's Royal Revenue, of what we're coming there to take the trust of Queen Victoria Trust, 1844, set up for us. So I'll just read this because I'm going over some of the things I've just written, and I'll read it all out as best, and then I'll explain some more after. So I would like to meet you with Jamie, Anna Marie Stewart, my business partner here in New Zealand, Auckland. We're hoping to get there within a couple of weeks from now, if we can get a meeting with you. Arrange it beforehand once we foreclose on 61 Cook Street here in Auckland. Our lawyer, QC, Yu Tai Choi, is already doing the conveyancing instruments to foreclose on the property, the same as what we're going to use this book here, on King William's estates and Queen Victoria's estates. And I'm hoping that you'll come with us, or we'll go with you, to form a new parliament on William Yard in Devonport, and I'll alert the people there. We have some politicians there and others, Matt Taylor for Brighton in his party, SOS Independent Party, so we're friends with him in our business. He's running the tidal turbine business for us in England, and we're hoping to get across to Scotland after our visit to England, London and Plymouth, to go to Scotland to check the titles out of all the titles, the certificates of titles that are the copyright of Scotland, and seize them with the land blocks we're seizing from Queen Elizabeth and her government, Westminster. Seize all those instruments of conveyancing instruments and all the Admiralty from everyone using it, including Australia, New Zealand, Canada and America, using the Admiralty law no more. When I seize it off from that estate land of King William's, where everybody left in Plymouth to go to America, Australia, South Africa first, then America, then Australia. That's how the pattern of events that I'm doing here in New Zealand, where we got ours from Melbourne. Prime Minister Melbourne in England to Australia. Okay, so we've got the line of history put in place with the Scottish titles. We're coming there to check the Scottish titles in Glasgow, back to New Zealand here, Rogan, John Rogan put the titles together for this block of land, 61 Cook Street in Auckland. That'll set a pattern of foreclosures right through the world after this one. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. I'm in the real estate field and very good at it. And the law. Okay, the Admiralty law goes across all law. Okay, the court martial law that Obama's abusing, and Australia's abusing, Canada's abusing, we'll take it off them. Okay, Scotland can do it with us, the Moai natives here in New Zealand, where the secret in their flag. The secret in this flag is, Nicola, is in this flag. It's everything. Okay, it's the most powerful flag in the world. Okay, so here we go. I'll carry on with this. The first, it's about the monarchy of Scotland to Westminster Parliament as an independent sovereign nation state. Means you are on your own from then on to get back into Westminster and England once you've established your own sovereign state government in Scotland and your own Declaration of Independence. Just like this flag is a Declaration of Independence flag, and it is a sovereign state of its own government, self-government, Section 71 of the Act, and it is also a bank trading flag of commerce that King William put together, and it also the Bank of England Acts in it, and the Money Act. Okay, we can do all those things, print the money. You'll see it on my Facebook site. I'm looking at your Facebook site. Looks very good and confident, and we are confident. Jamie and I are very confident with our team here. We've got some palms here in our executive, and they certainly know what they're doing here and what has happened. It's very complex in this Admiralty. In banking, this is the bank secret. I explained it to the TPPA meeting, rather TPP meeting here in the outside the American Embassy, that this flag is holding the secret of the banks, okay, the Rothschilds locked up in this flag, because it's the Vatican that will more than likely be using this flag, Nicola, and the Queen using it. They're usurping it, and they are corrupting what King William put together. So we are building them, Bill Charles debtoring them for all they have done to make money out of this flag and its jurisdiction, okay, of Admiralty, free passage through the world. Okay, so I'll continue. Where Moai is the King William IV on where Moai is with King William IV on Devonport land, title as a monarch, sovereign, King of England, land soil, as Moai is a title in itself, a memorial, and King William's memorial on that land there, where he established himself as admiral and also as the King of the Sea. Okay, that's where everybody left from England to come here and around the world, and there's no getting out of that. We do hold that power of authority, from authority to which constitution, and we've got it all in this flag. Okay, it's everything, including the Acts of Parliament. So our Moai Memorial stone statue is in Queen Elizabeth Great Court in London, while I'm thinking about it. So we claim that as our title to the land. That's what it is. It's an ahu whenua, or ahu henua. It means the land power, okay? Mana, power over the land, whenua, okay? Just to let you know, the Queen Victoria stole them off East Island. That's my own Wanoa people, okay? That's where my monarch name, surname Wanoa, comes into all of this contract here as a contract, okay, from East Island. All that history you'll see on my site. It's linked to London from the sun title. It's midday on East Island. It's the 3 points of the globe at the same time. And it's 6 o'clock in the morning at East Cape on Te Pito. From Te Pito on East Island to Te Pito on the East Cape. There's a 6-hour difference. And then London is 6 p.m. right on the dot. Okay, and Ghana, they're in the same sun line around the globe, the south in under the globe, okay, where the sun is on the south of the globe spinning. So the south is actually at the top of the earth, okay. So I'm saying the north is at the bottom and the south is up the top. It's around the wrong way, Nicola. That's how clever those professors in the Vatican has spun everybody's head upside down and put north up the top. It's actually south up the top. All right, that's what I'm claiming with the flag. All right, of our history, of the correct history, not the corrupted history. Okay, so we're talking about land titles. Remember, you need a flag. Okay, you need a flag for a perfect title, to land. Okay, you need a flag. You need a king, and you need a constitution, and you need a sovereign and a monarch to be a commercial instruments of authority at the top. Okay. King, flag, and constitution there to make a title, certificate of title on the land. So you've got those number of things. So you are in Westminster at the hest of England under our King George, King William, King of England, flag, sovereign authority when you go your own sovereign. Okay, you'll be like us, we're on our own sovereign. The government in Wellington is a government in exile to Australia. Okay, so there's two going to be running dual. We're going to be running dual, the Moai and the Pacific. So, Nicola, I'm talking about the Pacific here, of all that vast expanse of the biggest ocean in the world, in the Pacific, with you, Scotland. You're already here, your people are already here, established in the Pacific. But it's still Westminster running everything rampant, okay, rampant, and fraud, corruption, the rest of it, pedophiles, the whole lot of elite ability of those wealthy families to just take what they want and make their own law over our laws. Okay, so we're going to put it in with the Moai law, God's truth law, my word against yours. That's what we're doing with this book, my word against yours. And if you can't refute it or stay silent, then you lose it all. That's what's going to happen here. When I go to London, we'll go into the court, right, on Devonport, set up a court, set up our own court of the highest, the King's Bench Court, not the Queen's Bench Court, because the Queen's not there. They're actually faking it now. It's illegal now with no Queen there as on legal papers. If we come there and we take this book there and they can't answer, the Queen can't, we're going to arrest her with this book, this flag, and the authority of King William over her. Okay, that's all documented and no one's saying a thing. Okay, you know why? Because they know it's right. When you see someone say nothing, Nicola, it's right, it's true. So now the Queen has gone to EU Parliament and Brussels, officially has no legal right to be monarch of England, though it looks like that on book. Reverts back to King William IV in the line of succession. So they can't do without King William IV, and they can't do without his Admiralty to make their commerce work. Okay? So I'm talking commerce here, in charge of the commerce, part of the business in trading around the world with this flag. It's a trading bank flag to any country with the protectorate, that's the other piece of it, the protectorate of the British military, Nicola. The British are obligated to this flag, okay, to this flag. Once we got it, they were obligated to keep their part of the contract with Westminster government, okay. They're still liable under international law in the United Nations, where we are at the moment, as our native, with our 59th seat. Okay, so we're going to go and get the 59th seat after we establish ourselves over in Devonport, Plymouth in England first. Then we'll go to the UN and start barking orders, okay, with Scotland, barking orders with the titles of the land. You've got the certificate of title copyrights in Glasgow. I'm going there to check them, to put them in their place with the monarch. You need a monarch, Nicola. You can't go and find another king anywhere at this stage because they cut the kings. He's the last king on earth, King William IV. Prince William will not be our king in the Pacific. He will be ousted out from England soil because he's a German and Spanish. His real blood DNA father is Juan Carlos. Okay, so his mother was with him, conceived him, Prince William, from Juan Carlos, the Spanish man. Okay, so that's where Prince Andrew got mixed up with this flag on the ships. The P&Os are still running the flags on the ships with this flag, and the other one, the princess, royal princess, or princess, anyway, the name princess on a ship. We've got it on our site. You'll see it there with this flag on the bow in the front and on the top. It's still flying this flag. It's our flag and contract, and everything derived in wealth and prized possessions under Westminster belongs to us. That's our beneficiaries. We are the beneficiaries of the Queen Victoria Trust, and I'm going to seize that, Nicola, back into our trust as the head trustee. The Queen is the head trustee of the Queen Victoria Trust 1844, when it was established for us natives here, from after the 1840 Treaty of Waitangi was signed. Our 1835 was, prior to that, was a valid legal contract. That's what this flag is, 1835, before they signed the Australian, New South Wales and now Canberra, Commonwealth of Australia government signed the 1840 treaty for themselves. So we're with you in the British to maintain the British UK government and not let the EU Parliament and government try to oust Westminster and get it out of existence. That's what they were trying to do back earlier in the days at Copenhagen. I know, I've been following the politics all the way through from the Lisbon Treaty. It's all documented in affidavits from this book on backwards that we build them, Nicola. You and I and Jamie will build them for everything as levy. 2-hour cases. This book is a 2-hour case in the High Court of Admiralty in London. We're going to set up on the court hearing to arrest them all, one by one, arrest them all against the Moai and King William IV Admiralty court martials. Will go after them with the British military. We're going to print the pound note, Nicola. We can print your Scottish note, or you can print your own note, under the authority of this flag in the central bank after we take it over. Okay, we're going to seize it from Rothschilds to pay the 970 million trillion pound note levy debtors against their name for all the fraud they've done right through the world. One shot, okay? So we've got that as instruments, legal instruments against their estate company from this company, right? The company's Moai Powerhouse 1 Scotland. You'll see that there on our websites, on the Facebook, all the different courts and sites for different things of offences. Then we'll take them straight in there, and then from there we go to the High Court of Admiralty to see in Rolls Building in London, Fetter Lane, and we'll go see Judge David Lindsay Mackey. He's got our papers there, our documents, our complaints from here in New Zealand. The FBI and the CIB and the SFO, Serious Fraud Office, has not approached me or refuted anything I have in this book. Okay, so they have no jurisdiction at all to contest something higher, as much as 5 billion case that we're doing on 61 Cook Street, as one case against the Crown, Queen Elizabeth, and her associates, and her accessories to all her fraud. She's in the Royal Court now, Nicola, with Kevin Annette and the Indian Cree Nation people in Canada, and also others around Ireland and Scotland and around the world that have things, legal cases against the Queen. We have our own to arrest her as well. Okay, so we have that in place when we get there to arrest David Cameron. So it's going to be a big change in Westminster because we have a lot in interest. We have a interest, a financial interest back to King William for all his estate, for all that has linked to the Queen to run our business off the rails and into debt. If it's in debt, we're going to recover all the gold, 750,000 tonnes plus of gold bullion, because of what she did with it as the head trustee. Now there's 4 trustees that were in, and in 2012 the King and Queen of Spain abdicated to their son in Philippines. So there again, those 2 took themselves out of the trust, so that only left the Queen as head of our trust, the Queen Victoria 1844 trust, left her as the head of the trust, and Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew got caught in fraud dealings in America, where he was setting up with the Queen, set her business up there in her own private companies. Okay, all the private companies, and here in New Zealand, the Initiative New Zealand Limited Company was the Business Roundtable, the New Zealand Business Roundtable before. So we are bill debting them. You'll see it in this book. You'll see their company and all the companies in New Zealand linked to all the scam and the drug dealing, the drug trafficking, the child trafficking, the treason. John Key's in the middle of it, our Prime Minister, and they got the G20 in Australia at the moment, and they just left here, and so Putin's gone home a bit earlier. I'm just saying, Nicola, I know what's going on, everything. Moai knows everything in the world, because it's our business to be with Britain and to maintain the Westminster in better condition than what it is there at the moment, in a shambles. It is in a shambles because it was built that way. It was designed to be fraud. Okay, the mafia and all the rest of them that's going to get a bill. So we're going to print the money, the pound note, and all of King William's coins, the penny, the farthing, the halfpenny, the sixpence, the threepence, the 2 bob, 2 and 6pence, crown, half crown, coins, and the coronation coin and his sovereign coins in gold. The whole lot will be minted in gold under the Act of King William's Print Money Act. Okay, so we've got the Bank of England Act and the Print Money Act at our disposal to use. Okay, so no one's going to stop us from using our own acts on his own land soil in England. Okay, so you're in Scotland, acting in Scotland as alien to England, you see? So it's best if you work together with us, because we're there and here. Okay, we're there and here, and this flag is all over the world. It's not up yet. When it goes up, it becomes superior, as King William is the emperor of all emperors. Okay, there's 3 coronations. Stuarts, James Stuart, way back, 800 AD or something, 1000, and Queen Victoria, and King William at the top. 3 of them. There's only 3 coronations in this commercial field, okay, of authority. Highest authority above authority above authority. Right? So we are right at the top. Nicola, you're there with the titles, the land conveyancing instrument titles. We're there with the authority to make them into commercial instruments through the Bank of, it'll be the Bank of Britain Pacific. Okay? Britain Pacific, because we're going straight here from there to before the Americans take over with the Queen. She's gone around the back now with America because she set herself up in America. In her business, we're going to seize the lot. Okay? It's Scotland and us, Ireland and Wales. Okay? HRH Prince Regent Geoffrey Foley is in Australia. He's waiting. When we go there, he's there to arrest the Queen with his constable of Lord Hayden Castle warrant. Okay? So we've got our own warrants here in this book. It's the warrant to arrest anyone under King rule. Okay, so the Queen, now the Queen has gone to the EU officially, has no legal right to be the monarch of England, reverts back to King William IV reign as the monarch, and I'm his surrogate king monarch. I'm a real native surname, Wanoa, Tahitian, Rapanui, East Island, Rapanui to Mokanui, here on the east coast of New Zealand, where the sun rises first in the world. That's what I'm talking about. East Island, midday, sun straight above, and Makemake planet straight above that. Okay, that's the universe there, straight down from Makemake, right at the end of the Earth, the dwarf planet, down at midday, hit the thing. That was 2011 when that happened. And then at the same time, it's 6 o'clock in the morning here on the east coast of the North Island, New Zealand, closest distance to the sun, at the top end of the world, and then London, 6 p.m. That's the title to the world, okay? And the sun. That's the real sun, not the fake US federal state dollar notes that are crumpling in pieces with their pyramids that they've stolen off the black Nubians and Islam people, Muslim people that are fighting over there now over their land, not the black surname of English people. They've got that wrong. Same here, the Maori people, that was a word dreamt up by the Crown Corporation and the Queen to make us label us as that. We're not Maori, we're Moai native people, okay? Of the world, not just here, of the world. Moai is for the world. That's why they picked them up and took the Moai statue there. At the same time that Victoria put that Moai statue on the Topaz, the HM Topaz ship, Her Majesty's ship, His Majesty's ship, King William, then America lost its sovereignty to Britain. Okay, just to let you know, the Moai statue has its title place in time and space. Okay, that's my name. Wa, the beginning of time and space. Noa, law, God's law. L-O-R-E. Noa is the centre of a marae, meeting place where everybody talks into the centre of the Noa, where the law is. The chiefs sit in the middle of the Noa. The woman sits on the gate to invite everyone into a marae, in the open spaces where there's only rocks on the ground. There's no roof. Okay? The Moai stands out in the open because he radiates into the universe, and the sun and the Europeans put them in a building, in the museum here in Auckland. So the Moai statue here in Auckland is a real one, and I've videoed him on our site, is the real God's Law Truth title. My word against yours. If you're wrong, it means the truth prevails. Okay? That's what the Queen has difficulty in. Truth. Why she does not answer any questions. Because she's hiding behind Satan. Okay? The opposite of God's truth. Okay? So it's being put there deliberately by the Germans. Okay? And they call themselves the Jews. Right? That's how they are managing to mingle themselves with the black people. Those are white people mingling themselves and calling themselves Jews. Okay, so when it boils down to it, you just prick yourself with a needle and a DNA kit set, and you'll find who's alive. Okay, that's our law. With Moai law, is strict. It's a hanging and chains act law. Okay? We're bringing the hanging and chains act straight back in, Nicola, for anyone who is considered not worthy to be on this God's earth. Okay? Off he goes. Right? And Obama's using that now with all those guillotines and all the evil things, all those FEMA, all those coffins they've actually made before they're killing people. They actually predicted well before what they're going to do. Their intentions are clearly Jesuit and Freemasonry. Okay? They are put there by those white people in America, by the Queen and the Vatican, because they're both one devilish family. Okay? So we want to get them cleared out off the land in England. And Jeffrey and I are business people as well. We're both in business as co-partners. Okay? Jeffrey Foley, the future King of England. Though I'm there to speak for King William after all 180 years. Okay? Our chiefs have not stood up, and because it's a complex matter. Okay, so the sovereignty and the coronation coat of arms of King William at the present time has, he's the King of Scotland, Hanover, and England. Okay, that's the one I've got on our site, and that can change to Scotland, Ireland, and England, and Aotea Pacific New Zealand. Okay, or in other words, Pacific. We're all the same. This flag here is the 8-point star. Is one of the points is Queen Victoria. We're seizing that off there and putting King William back there, reinstating his title, and with the 7 wakas from the Pacific Islands, the 7 points, the other 7 points belong to the Pacific Islands. The 4 stars are the 4 corners of the earth. So it is a global flag, Nicola, and that's one thing Scotland does not have as ready to go. We are ready to go. Okay, we're ready to trade. We're ready to talk to 250 countries on our website. Okay, we can carry on with that website. Is sitting there for someone to pick it up and continue with it. The ideas are there that I've put there, and Jamie's gone and changed it around, but it's okay. It used to look different than that, but it's still got the same principle in it for our beginning of our trading on a clean slate, no debt creditor. Okay, we are the creditor, Nicola. When you join us, we are the creditor, the Bank of Britain Pacific. Okay, the Bank of Britain Pacific. So Britain is not going anywhere like the European Union Parliament and the New World Order wants to get rid of Westminster. That's what they've been trying to do. They ain't going to survive without this flag knocking them out. Okay? It's going to King William is smiling at us finally. Got how the secret of what he put together for us, like Tesla put the project together for us, the people. Okay, so I'm not here for me. I'm here for the whole world, like what Moai is, the whole world. Okay, every race. Okay, so the coat of arms is very important. That Scotland is on there already, but Wales, Geoffrey Foley will tend to his own title. John Foley is an admiral back in the days of 600 AD. Okay, so coming through his William Foley, and then Jeff Foley, his successor to that monarchy. Okay, so he's a king in his own right. He's alive in Australia, and so when I go there and drop in to see him before I come over to see you in England, then he can go about his business, setting himself up. But the commerce, the banking, the wealth, the instruments of the gold that's stacked up all over the world belongs to us. Okay, the beneficiaries of Queen Victoria's estate, and it didn't matter where the Queen went and hid it, and took it off the soil land of England and took it to Germany or to Philippines, to Indonesia, or to Thailand, Hawaii, Switzerland, and hid it. It still belongs to us. Okay, no matter what, because it's a trust she was running where before she became a private person when she signed the Lisbon Treaty in 2008. Okay, 2009, 2008. So that's the time when this 61 Cook Street went all haywire, was when she was a businesswoman. This property we're seizing was started off the racket in 2008. Okay, so I've affidavitted it all the way through. They can't get out of it. They can't get out of it. They're going to strip all the wealth off them with the instruments, the legal instruments. So my lawyer, the QC, signed our documents, Nicola, that went to Judge David Lindsay Mackey in the High Court of Admiralty in London. He's the senior, he's the most longest serving judge. He's a chancery, he's a civil and other judges of different courts. Okay, so we are crossing a lot of jurisdictions here. We're crossing a lot of jurisdictions in this book, Nicola, right? But I'm very proficient in all jurisdictions out of all the civil, the Commonwealth government, the federal state government, and the state governments, and the British governments, and the Moai governments are all in this book. Okay, there's no way to get out of it because the Admiralty towers above them all. Okay, it's how they got from A to B was from Admiralty across the sea, now in the skies. Okay, so the King of Scotland's coat of arms and the King of Hanover. So we're going to remove Hanover from the coat of arms. That's up to the people. That's really up to the people when we go there in Plymouth. Okay, so they'll make a decision. I'll set up with the people in Plymouth, and Matt Taylor's going to come across with me to Plymouth. Even if he has to shift there, he will be there with me because he's a candidate for Brighton at the moment for the elections next year in 2015. Now, this flag gives me British citizenship. I've always had it since it was given to us, since the day I was born. So we have British citizenship for me to be a candidate straight off for the SNP party. Because I want to support Scotland at the moment only because they are the conveyancing people for titles and the instruments to go to the bank and borrow money. Okay, we're going to produce our own bank and our own money. Okay, that's the end of it. The pound notes will belong to us, seized off the Vatican and off the Rothschild banks, are the owner of that bank, and put it back to King William's Bank of England Act. Okay, under his act, not anybody else's vice admirals. Right, vice admirals is not a real admiral. We're going to get real admirals and marshal and surrogate king. Okay, those three things, the flag, okay, goes together. All right, you need a memorial a flag, and a king. That's what I was trying to say before. Okay, Nicola? We got a flag, we got a king, a last king on the earth, last king, and we've got a memorial statue of King William IV, and the Moai statue sitting right there in Queen Elizabeth's Great Court in the middle of London Museum. Okay, we're going to take her name off and put the King Great Court, right? King William IV Great Court, okay, and that's the court in London. We're at the museum, okay. That's our authority and our trademark patent rights, okay. Nulls all America's patent rights, right? Nulls them all, and ours goes in place. Right? The British will change hands. The landlord, the Queen has stepped out. She has abandoned ship in Admiralty jurisdiction law, right? Abandoned ship, and we have salvaged her ship in the Admiralty mortgage levy terminology, okay, in law, right? Legal speak, legalese speak, okay. So this book's got it all. It's a 2-hour case. It's all over. You're either right or wrong. It's not adjourned. No, nothing else. Anything over 200 million is this, okay. Those cases, 5 billion case here. This government, their courts have no jurisdiction to go that high, okay. That's what I'm holding up against them, and whoever steps in the way, interferes, tampers with this, substantial evidence, Nicola, is in a default debtors levy contract with me and Moai and King William, okay? But I'm alive. King William is sitting there laughing his head off, okay? That we've got it right, finally, on behalf of these native people here. I have got the chief signatures here from the Moai, where Chris Finlayson, he's the Attorney General, was there just the other day. That's on the news, trying to negotiate with my people and settling for less than 1%. Where's all the rest? Where's the 99%? Who's got it? We're going back to get the 99%. Nicola, nothing less. We're going to get all that back because of their fraud linked by joinder. They are accessories to our fraud, to our fraud, to our fraud, to our fraud. So this land title that I am doing is so big that it's going to topple the rest of them right through the world. Okay? I'll just make a statement here, a bold statement, that this lawyer has to comply. I said to him, look, if you can't do it, I'll get someone else. He said, no, we'll do it. Because he knows it's right. He's reading it now. Okay? So I'm going to wrap it up next week. Wrap it up. And the bank, okay, the ANZ Bank, the biggest bank here, and Julie Sewell is the manager, the bank manager of the biggest branch here on Queen Street. Okay? So she knows me inside out, because I was going to London 2 years ago to HM Treasury to claim inheritance money from there, £16.8 million, okay? And it got thwarted by Falconer, Julian N. Falconer, lawyers. Scarfed the whole lot because he's supposed to take it to the court, okay? He didn't. I learned what a lawyer does after that. I learned what he did. We're going after him. When we get there, the British military will find him, okay? And the Scotland Yard. That's Jamie and Marie Stewart's family, right? The Stewarts are the Scotland Yard, okay? That's why she's passionate about law and the big things that are about to happen. So she's looking forward to coming to meet you, and she's learning very fast about her background family, the Scots over there, and the Irish in Britain, and what they left here and took off, and the Rogans of the lawyers, the judges, and the land surveyors are my family in England. Okay, that's England. Okay, so I'm talking England to England here. under the Rogans who did the titles, your Scottish titles here, he adjudicated them in the courts, okay? To make the land titles for that Cook Street block